Good afternoon. We are inside Comista, and today we are going to switch out or start the demolition process to convert this V-berth. I don't know if you can see this, into a proper V-berth bunk. So right now, Comista has a V-berth that is stacked bunks. And you can see I've ripped off the carpet on the right-hand side there, on the starboard side. And that is our holding tank in there, underneath this berth. This one is the best and most comfortable, but obviously has pretty tight headroom. So the goal is to demolish the port side bunk and maybe build up the starboard side bunk a little higher to maximize the bed size. Obviously, as the bed gets higher, it gets wider, and potentially longer if, depending on what's behind this I can't get a light on it, the piece of wood there. There's an anchor locker behind there, but if there's space between the wood and the anchor locker that's glassed in, then we can potentially increase the length of the bunk. So that's the plan today. We're just going to rip this top bunk out and see what we're left with. The cushions are out, and my taped line, which kind of got messed up over there, is supposed to represent what's level when the boat is in the water. So my fear was that if I started ripping this out and rebuilding it, that I would rebuild it and your feet would be higher than your head, or vice versa, I suppose. But not so bad if your head's a little bit higher than your feet when you're sleeping. Anyway, so this is the water tank, the gray water tank. I don't know if we tried our best to clean it, and there's still a little bit of water in there, or gray water. But yeah, carpet doesn't last, doesn't hold up so well, or at least it held up fine, but absorbed all the mold and nastiness over the years. So decent insulator, not the best. Probably replace this with proper insulation once we get the structure figured out. But obviously can't rip this out. This will stay. But yeah, I'm going to build it up a little bit just because this bunk is too low. And if we stayed at this level, the bunk would be a little bit narrow. So going to build it up. This one, like I said, nice big bunk, but again, headroom is really tight. So bad dream, you're going to bang your head. So definitely a little bit nerve-wracking to be taking this to the bunk, but I'm sure people have done worse. Potentially reusable. Okay, looks like this is just 3/4 inch ply. Pretty thick ply, maybe thicker. And we'll see how this is. Kind of looks like it's not. Maybe we need to get the carpet off actually. Should probably wear a mask for this.
gross. Gross.
This is just disgusting. It's like fine, moldy carpet dust. Good news is it's a pretty nicely glassed in bulkhead. There's what could be a little bit of water here. Oh, that's not ideal. I guess we're rebuilding the anchor locker. I guess the good news is it's pretty frozen. Okay, so not ideal. The problem now is that as it rains, it's going to collect along the edges of the anchor locker door. It's going to drip down towards me and to this corner where it no longer has a wall to drip onto. So I'm going to have to put this piece back when I leave to minimize that from happening. And I think what we'll do is essentially make the anchor locker smaller. Maybe not up here, but we'll make it kind of curve in and push the bottom, all the stuff in the bottom, push it all forward. That will give us some more space for our feet. And we have to investigate this plastic piece under here. Well, not plastic, but gel coat needs to be, once we get this out, we'll be able to determine what that's all about. I suspect that that's just a liner essentially, or like a molded piece that they've dropped into the hull. So I think that's, probably not structural. This certainly wasn't. And we might be able to cut into a little bit of that to make our, again, bed a little longer. Looks like it's actually glassed in there. Okay. Pretty dusty up here, but we did it. Got rid of the top bunk, well, half of it at least. And you can see there's like essentially a drop-in like liner or whatever you call it, mold. So got to figure out if I should cut into that. Seems like a scary endeavor. Okay, so we've gotten rid of the top bunk completely on the left. And now we have to I've cut a little bit into here, into this lining, this mold that drops into the hull. You can see the tabs here. They tab the marine plywood into the hull, which is good. It's a good sign. It means they probably didn't cut any corners, or too many corners at least. You can see the bulkhead here also glassed in. That's good. But this whole thing needs to be cut down. So this cabinet, let's see if I can get it. This cabinet needs to have at least the first drawer taken off. But yeah, probably the first drawer, and then I don't know, maybe even the second. We'll see. Maybe a little. I wouldn't mind having the bed start kind of like right around, well, at least the platform for the bed midway, and then sort of 3 to 4 inches, maybe 5 if we're luxurious in terms of a mattress. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna cut a hole in this and see what I can see behind there. I'm gonna cut a little hole with the oscillating tool. Okay, wow. So we knew we had a leak here, or not a leak, but a crack on the gray water tank. But what we didn't know was that it runs the entire length, pretty much, of the tank. So a little bit more involved of a fix than what we anticipated, but fixable nonetheless. We'll just grind it out, reglass it, and reinforce it so that I think it's from this section right here bowing out as it gets more full. We can do a better job of emptying it more often, but also I'll reinforce it with some cross panels so that it doesn't, or at least resist the pressure. It doesn't happen again. It smells like fiberglass. But what do we have in here? I don't know. Let's have a look. More fiberglass. Okay. Looks like we got room.